Okay, then
Hey, back in the same conversation, Kenton. Hey, there to you.
Doctor, there's so much fun are you having with like Bobby and
Man, we're blessed, man. Sacramento has been so loving to all of us, but to be able to come back and try to change the narrative and do something that, we got so close to is, it's life altering is, for me, it's therapeutic. It's something I need. I'm going to be quite frank with you guys. So, yeah, it's really a good time to see this guy.
that feels like a lot of emphasis on pace, something you had mentioned yesterday as well. How much are you focusing on that with the conditioning in this camp?
Our narrative from, myself and Scott P is we're going to be the best conditioned team in the NBA. One of the top ones for sure. So trying to figure out and them buying into that has been a message that they've received, since I took over and Scott was the general manager. So it's just all about us being willing to give of ourselves. And it's tough, man. Conditioning is not for everybody. And then being in the conditioning to be the best conditioned team in this league, definitely ain't for everybody. But it's what a Sacramento King is about.
And obviously, Dennis sitting next to me to what that did.
And that doesn't look like he's been here his whole life. It's not hard when you're that good. I mean, the kid, he understands how to play. He's a winner. He plays the right way. He moves the basketball. He plays defense. He's not afraid to talk to his teammates. Like I told you guys yesterday, like everything that I was looking at him to be is what I'm seeing out there on the floor. So for me, really, really pleased.
Speaking of Tupas,
why you all in my business, Sam? If you come back tomorrow and we had two-a-day, then we had a two-a-day.
in building up to like week to week, but like with conditioning in mind, I guess. How
Conditioning isn't about two-a-days. It's about getting at it when you get on the floor. So, tonight we have a two-a-day, and then we'll see some nail shot.
Yeah. Do you see an evolution of what you want to implement for these coming weeks? Like, will it look similar each week, or should you anticipate adding little wrinkles as camp goes on?
Yeah, part of, in my opinion, I continue to evolve too, because you have to vision in your mind of like what you think, but then when they get out there, it's like actually what is. I always think like get good at something before you move on, and sometimes I think that you move on too fast. So it's about mastery and how much mastery can we get before we're gonna put in stuff, but at the same time we need to understand the principles of slipping and setting splits and timing and those type of things. And that's where I always say I want to teach them how to play, not how to run a play.
You mentioned Dennis defense, and when you talk about picking up 94 feet, like how much do you expect that? Or are there other guys you want to see it from, and how just disruptive can you guys be, for other teams in that way?
Yeah, I listen. That is hard, first of all, but we expect it from everybody, because sometimes they're gonna send their point guard down the floor, and then he's smart enough to figure it out. But at the same time, we want to get our defense set. So scoring the ball is good. We're gonna have to get to the free throw line, because when you get to the free throw line, you can get your defense set. So on misses, it's a little bit harder, obviously, to pick up, but we still want to make sure that our pickup points are extremely high. When we have an opportunity, dead balls, free throws, anytime that there's an opportunity to pick up 94 feet, and we should be talking to the person in front of us.
There was music yesterday that visualizing in some different spot using a place. What's that look like? Is it state secret?
No, it's not, man. But I'm just wondering where you get all your info from, bro. Like, okay. No, seriously. Previously he's been in the dunker. He's been at the top of the floor. And in my opinion, that leaves the big that's guarding him in the dunker and in the middle of the floor. And I just want, Domas is talented, man. And, drilling those guys, they can play make. Max can play make. Like, the ability to move a big around the floor and play to his tendencies. What's the tendency of a big? The tendency of a big is to be in held defense. That's just most bigs. That's who they are. So if Domas is out in the quad, his guy is probably not guarding him. So that allows him to be a little bit more free and catch and uphill and downhill DHO. And then if his big is on him, well, then damn, the lane's clear. So now we got a guy who can wiggle and get downhill. So, just moving the chess pieces around the floor. And when you have somebody that has the ability to do the things that Domas does, I think that you try to take advantage of it. And to his credit, he's willing to, it is just basketball. Let's be clear. It's just being in a different position and the possibilities that come with that position.
That was at Cal State Art. That is sooner than taking there. He sounds like him talking shit. And I know that's we team out there on Lord. He don't have those conversations to come across to you.
Yeah, because, part of the couple of questions that he hit me with immediately, especially defensively, was like, about squaring up the ball and different things. And similar for Rick, for me, was like he gave me the ability to do things that everybody didn't get to do because he knew that I could do some things. Well, Dennis is the same way. It's like, well, this is what we do as a team, but you have the ability to be a free safety sometimes if you want to. But previously we closed out like on the high side and different stuff, and we weren't a great defensive team, and you're closing out to give an advantage, in my opinion. I don't want to know advantages. We close now square right in front of the person. And now you have to, my point to him was, you have to be able to understand where your help's at and all that. I get that. But we're not trying to give up no advantages. When that time comes, there'll be game plan specific and different things, but we want to close out right in front of people and be there on the catch.
Dennis said for Cal State, he was pretty impressed with how the group came together and seemed to gel so quickly. Chemistry was so big with you and your teammates back in the day. Have noticed like that seamless transition with this group?
A lot of it was him, to be quite frank with you. Like when you have a point guard that moves the ball around and advances it up the floor when you're open, it makes you want to run. It makes you want to play. It makes, we in the sandbox together and we sharing toys. So it was good to see. And that was, like I said, everything as I identify him and talk to Scott about it, like, that's who we need. And then we were able to get him, and I'm extremely happy.
Scott's talked about wanting to see Keegan be aggressive and assertive. He's in fourth year now. Like, what were the keys to him, like, taking that step as a player?
Part of the things I talked to Keegan about is like hunting shots. To give you an example, like Doug McDermott, he's a hunter. So as soon as he's in the corner, everyone's like, hey, watch out, he's in the corner, and the whole gym shifts over. And Keegan has to learn that mentality. And it's just a learned thing. It's like whenever you catch it, I want him to catch it, not catch it, and then think about shooting as he's coming near. He needs to be already thinking about it. Matter of fact, when he's in the corner, he should be thinking, when I get up there, I'm going to shoot the basketball. And that comes off to your defender. And then it sprinkles through their team. And that's important for him because when he catches it at 40% and he shows shot, the guy's probably going to rise up. Now he can put it on the deck. But when you catch it and then all of a sudden you're not thinking about shot as a defender, I'm going to snuggle up into you and then I'm going to start taking away things. And now your teammates are like, pass the ball, and there's a trickle effect. Well, he needs to hunt shots. And we've had the conversation. And, for him, I think the number is around 10. If he can get up 10 threes, that would be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Want to see him to the free throw line more. But more than anything, like I told you guys yesterday, smile, he'll play defense. Yeah.
It's just how are you feeling first day in the Bugs?
My first day was good. I mean, we got another practice at 5, but it was great to come together. Offensive and defensive principles to go through them. Played a little 5-on-5. It was great first day.
What stood out to you about the way that Doug runs things?
He's direct. He want that dog mentality that we pressure full court. Wants it, to be together as a team, as a unit. And we got to work on those things.
Seems like pace is a big focus. You guys running at the end there. Just how did that play into your guys' strengths?
And that's great. I mean, we got so many talented guys who can, play in fast breaks. We got a lot of fast break points. Zach LaVine, Domas who can run as a big man. Keegan, Debo. I think that's great basketball. Everybody's touching it. You're going to get easy layups and easy threes from it. So we just gotta, keep going at it and get better.
What's your anticipation conditioning of this team? I mean, obviously you've been coming out from Europe, you're going to get the go, I would imagine, with when you see this do your teammates.
I mean, it was first day. I took off like 6-7 days as myself, so I got to get back to it as well. I still got my rhythm, but I think when we, first day, when we doing those type of drills, I think everybody's going to be good in a few days. And if we practice those things and we creating habits, good habits, it's going to become normal for us.
Those are building chemistry and surroundings. From your experience, has been in a lot of this. Just where do you see when that things start coming together? Like, what do you have to see signs of that happening?
I think when you can keep everybody accountable. If I can go to somebody and say, "Hey, you bullshitting. You got to do better," and he takes it as a positive, I think we heading into the right direction. Same as when somebody else coming to me and say, "You got to be better," and I honor it and try to be better. I think that's when we're heading into the right direction. And I think everybody just got to get comfortable with that. Yeah.
That's we can ever have been said they've been picking your brains about to go what it at point guard, he position. What have those conversations been like? These younger guys coming in there right away and asking like operate that area.
I mean, it means a lot, of course. I always try to help my young guys. I mean, no matter if it's first-year guys, 5-year guys, 6-year guys, I always try to help. And I always ask them questions as well, because I think you can always get better. And if they got questions, I'm always happy to help and pick their brains and try to teach them a little bit more.
Is Doug encouraging you to be more of a vocal leader as a point guard?
I think, but it's everyone. Everybody just got to be willing to be vocal, willing to listen, willing to, speak out about things when you got something in mind. But at the end of the day, I'm always honest. I'm never, going to somebody's bag and not saying something. I'm always honest, and I want that for my teammate as well. And I think that's the reason why, Doug and the organization got me.
Is there a way you can explain, I know it's just day one, but maybe what you expect from this offense, what kind of things the best run?
Say that again?
So it's how you would describe the offense. I mean, Doug mentioned that, there's going to be some tinker to it, like new looks. And how do you kind of articulate what that looks like?
Yeah, I mean, pace. You said it before. I think we wanna play in the first 8 seconds. Get defensive stops and then run. Everybody running with full pace. Kick it ahead, and shoot early in the offense. I think that's what we try to put our heads on. That's what we try to focus on. It's going to take some time, but I think that's the best basketball you can play.
Going back to the honest things, just how easy is it for you to pick up the lingo and pick up the optimal strategy when you played for so many different coaches and seen this, everything like that? So
yeah, I mean, it's experience. I think every time when you go through something, I always try to, take the positive out of that. I played for a lot of coaches, played overseas, played in the NBA, and whatever, Doug Christie wants for this organization, we will, follow him. But it's always easy for me to adapt and see what the organization wants.
Going back to the honesty, what did you see that was the best from today with this group on day one, and anything you saw that needs to just be sharpened or honed in?
I mean, first day coming together, I never practiced with those guys. First day to come together and already have a feel for everybody, playing 5-on-5, defensive drills. I think we got to get better on every single one of them because we did practice a lot, and we just got to keep getting better every single day, 1% better, focus on that, come together as a team, maybe do something off the court, and then move on.
Dennis, when you talk about picking up 94 feet, like what does that look like? Is that something you pick your spots? Do you do it throughout the game? And how disruptive can that be to a team's offense?
I mean, I did it my whole entire career. I mean, picking up when I have the chance to do it. After free throws, don't make it comfortable. make it uncomfortable for the opponent, then I think everybody else who is behind me got to follow and do the same thing. And I think that's when we create, not great environments for the opponent, and we dictate how we want to play. And yeah, if we everybody doing it, I think it's going to be really, really tough to score against us and to play against us.
Can I say it? And he's like, you that is.
Okay, screen that.
First day in the books, what the early impression?
I mean, we did a good job. Everybody was engaged, intense. Like we said yesterday, singular focus of those pillars that Scott was talking about. So it was really fun.
How do you see Dennis stay acclimated to the perfect?
That's a problem. He's been playing professional basketball since he was 16. So, he caught on real fast, but he's super smart. Gets the ball off the court fast. So it's gonna be a really easy transition.
I want you guys to be the most conditioned or one of the best conditioned teams in the NBA. Is that the dog days of summer right now where you guys run a bunch and try to get into that conditioning?
Yeah, I mean, individually, I always feel like I've always been one of the best conditioned guys. So it's never something hard for me. I think it's something that you take on as, the type of player you want to be. You got to be conditioned. But for the entire team, we have to be if they want us to be picking up 94 feet. So, I think everybody's going to be in good condition.
Was that be a day of a training camp kind of look like? And maybe a common thread. I mean, you guys are all working out over a month for each other maybe now. And is there a big shock to the system when you come into the first week?
No, but it is very, it's a little bit more focused, a little more team-oriented. In the summertime, you might do drills with guys, like 2 or 3 dudes, or you might get your individual work in. You might scrimmage, but, now we're putting in plays, certain emphasis, certain defensive assignments, and building the foundation of what we're doing. So it's a lot more focused.
With that conditioning you have, how much do you enjoy getting to play with pace, and how much do you feel like this team in general caters to that?
Yeah, I mean, put me in space. I've always been pretty good. So, we're getting out wide. If we get stops on the other end, then we get out and we play with pace and get easy threes or easy baskets at the rim. It's gonna be, that's the type of game that we want to play. So we don't have to play to that.
Look at the things that
This collection of talent, with a lot of guys that are really established in the league as stars, and the young guys that have kind of made their way, and even younger guys who are trying to make their way. Is this a little bit of improving your experience in the NBA, and how exciting is that to kind of have guys in totally different journeys of their careers all come together?
I've played in every situation, from rebuilding teams to teams that, we were number one in the East, and, the teams that were a little bit worse than that and rebuilt. So this is just another situation where you got to play with what you're given, and we got to play to the identity of our team. We got guys that are established, have been all-stars, and are going to go on and continue to play and have great careers. And we got rookies that haven't played before and guys that are fighting for contracts. So, I think that's a good mesh, and it's going to be on everyone to uplift everyone as well.
Doug's first day of training camp as a head coach. You've played for a number of coaches. How do you assess just how he's going with the job and taking care of himself?
Doug's been great, man, and he has a great supporting staff as well. I think that's what means the most to him, is he has a bunch of guys that he trusts, to the left and right of him, to where he might even not have to do as much talking, as much of the heavy lifting, if he can use his voice in areas that he wants to. So I'm just glad he's comfortable, and he's he's not looking over his shoulder. That's always a great feeling.
When you look at the things Dennis does defensively, how important is it for him to set the tone, and can that kind of influence like the rest of the group right from the start?
Yeah, I mean, Dennis has always been, a guy that gets after it defensively. And with him being the point guard of the team, his voice, speaks volumes. But, I think it's not just him. It has to be on all of us. From me to Domas, DeMar, all the way down. If we take an emphasis on that side, everyone has to follow.
Who was big today? Who was steaming out?
I think everybody was. I know you guys always want to pick out somebody like who has the best voice and who's the leader. It's unless you have somebody that's a big talker on the team, everyone has used their voice individually, and I don't, I speak up when I need to, obviously, and then DeMar speaks to the group. Doug talks, Dennis says some stuff. Malik doesn't stop talking. So, it's a bunch of that stuff, but it's shit. Even Keegan said something today, so I think it was good.
Competing against Dennis, seeing him be kind of that agitator at times.
what kind of benefit is having someone like that on your team? Are you guys?
That's the dude that you hate to play against, but love him on your team. You know, we played against her a number of times over the last year, and he's a really good player. That's why all these teams want him as well. You know, he's been to a lot of these different places, but he's being asked to go there because he's wanted. So, I'm glad he's here.
Zach, when you thought your last season, there was a lot going on, right? You guys were fighting for your spot in the standing. You're out with the full offseason and the summer together now into training camp break. What would you say the vibe to
The teammates off the court.
It was good, you know. I hope it is the first day. It can't be bad. You know, we ain't got nothing bad to think about right now. Everyone has a clean slate, you know, and that's how we have to look at it. Even if you're an underdog, you know, you take that upon yourself, put a chip on your shoulder, and try to go prove people wrong. You know, even people here, you got to, you know, you can take any ounce of motivation as you can. I think that's what helps us out.
Okay. There's a little bit of focus on Keegan being more aggressive and assertive. Like, what would you say, you know, to him, or what do you feel like the keys are for him to take that step as a play?
I mean, Keegan does so many things well. He's a big-time defensive player for us. He's playing the 4, which is really out of position for him for us. You know, he's a 3, but he can play the 4. He shoots the hell out the ball, but even in college, like, he could post up, he could dribble, he can get to the hole. So just him having those opportunities, I told him, I was like, look, when I throw you the ball up, don't, you know, just don't catch and hold it and, you know, turn around and look for somebody. Like, go get it. You know, this isn't something that where you have to look over your shoulder and try to find somebody. Go try to get your buckets or go explore, and then I'll always be right here for you. So I think it's an opportunity for him. Obviously, we have a lot of guys on the team that, you know, that shoot the ball and do what they do out there. You know, me, DeMar, you know, even Domas when he's aggressive. But, you know, in spots where, you know, he's out there and he's the second option, or if he, you know, if he has it going, we're going to go there. At least I am.
I go ahead. Thanks for making sense.
All right, Charles.
It's